Around 1980, I was teaching at a language school in Oxford, teaching mainly intermediate students. And they came from all over the world, mixed nationalities and mixed first language backgrounds. And they were also mixed in other ways, in their educational experience, for example, and their expectations, and that includes their attitude to grammar. So there's a problem focusing on grammar because the needs and wishes of students are so varied, and also the fact they're only here for 2 or 3 weeks. They can focus on grammar anywhere in the world as long as they've got a book or something, some source of information. But they don't get all the practice which they could get in a classroom. So it was a rather unsatisfactory situation dealing with grammar in the classrooms that I was teaching in at that time. And it didn't make much sense doing grammar in class, basically, for the reasons I've just given. On the other hand, students did have grammar problems in lots of questions and queries, confusions, gaps in their knowledge, and often they wanted those addressed. They would also ask if I could recommend a grammar book that would help them find the answers to the queries they had. And I, at that time, this is around 1980, couldn't really recommend a grammar book for students. I found them too academic. I don't think they were really written with the learner in mind. So I wanted to write some material to give to students to answer their queries without having to do grammar with the whole class. So I wrote a series of worksheets, and each of these dealt with a particular point of grammar. It might be the difference between 2 tenses, the past continuous and the past simple, or it might be a specific point like used to. I used to do something as opposed to I am used to doing something. So each worksheet had a topic like that. And it consisted of 3 parts. An explanation section, which explained the grammar concerned, dealt with the problems concerned with examples, and exercises, a number of easy to do exercises, uncomplicated exercises, just for the student, the learner, to clarify in his or her mind the information that they'd just received. And then there was another sheet of paper which had the answers. And these were kept in the school library, and they worked very well. And, well, I did about 30 of these, and they were very popular with students. Students liked them. And I thought, well, I could get this published, maybe. I approached 3 publishers, and Cambridge University Press were, well, really the only ones to respond positively. And yeah, we got on with it. They agreed, they gave me a contract, and I wrote the book based on these worksheets. I remember getting a phone call, actually, after about a year from Cambridge University Press saying that sales had suddenly, taken off, that they were, higher than expected, and the book was becoming quite popular, at least in certain countries. So I knew it wasn't going to be unsuccessful at that stage. And then, year by year, it got better and better and better, which, of course, I'd never expected. And you never know how long that's going to last. It can maybe last 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. It's gone on for 25 years, I think, isn't it? So I think it happened pretty quickly that we realised it was going to sell quite well. There's been 3 editions so far, with a 4th one soon to be published. It's great to have an opportunity to improve and correct and refine things a little bit, rework them, make things a bit clearer, reword something. And I quite enjoy doing that. It's also an opportunity to update things from a language point of view. But there's a lot of, cultural change and lifestyle change in 25 years. Changing things like that is important. Now, with the 4th edition, there's going to be an online version, which is really the biggest feature of the 4th edition. So you have the opportunity to access it online as well as in print. I'm very interested in language and languages and language learning. I love things like, I love the history of language, historical linguistics and etymology, that sort of stuff, the way languages relate to one another. I find it fascinating. I love reading about it, talking about it, and doing it. I go to language classes. I enjoy that experience very, very much.